Missed it? Don't worry about it. There's still plenty of time to celebrate. We're giving the best deals ever in sales and service now through Saturday. Ask a salesperson how you can save big money with 0% interest for 60 months on select new Fords. Or you can save more than $10,000 on select new 2015 Ford F-150s, America's best-selling pickup for 39 years. Wednesdays in January is Ladies' Day. Ladies get a free car wash with oil and filter change. If you need new tires, now's the time. Just $5 over cost now through Saturday, only at the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear.
If you're looking for an incredible deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle from the dealer who has always put you first, stop the search. Call the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear.
This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessup Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
They're cool, clean, and secure.
This is Bill Parker with Parker Insurance and Realty, your locally owned and operated independent insurance agency. We specialize in home, auto, commercial, ATV, motorcycle, and boat insurance. Being an independent agency, we have the ability to find you the best price available to suit your insurance need. At Parker Insurance and Realty, we can help you package your insurance or find the specialty insurance required to get you covered. We are your source for any real estate needs, whether buying or selling, we can help you. Give us a call today so we can discuss your insurance or real estate needs. Parker Insurance and Realty, 265 South Macon Street, 427-9345. That's 427-9345.
All right, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock, you're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO-FM in Jessup, 105.5 in your FM dial. Good morning, Butch Hubbard here with you. Wednesday morning, 27th day of January. 48 degrees here in southeast Georgia. Kind of cloudy today. 40% chance of showers today, tonight, and tomorrow. Sunshine on Friday. High today near 66, low tonight of 48. The Altamaha river level is 10.4 feet and kind of steady right now, 10.4 feet and kind of leveling out a little bit. All right, it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street in downtown Jessup, Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and also brought to you by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. And Bob, we got a couple of special guests in this morning.
Yeah, for the last month, we've been having people here every Wednesday talk about Fairhaven Starry Night event, set for Friday, February 5th. Today we have Janet Keith and Renee Hutto in. They're members of the board of Fairhaven. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Morning.
So, morning.
Good morning.
So they are here to tell us all about the event, which we've been promoting. Tickets are available at the several locations at Fairhaven Market at 488 Southwest Broad Street, or you can call 588-1998. Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, Prime South Bank. That's where the tickets are. They're $25 each, or a family value pack of 5 tickets for $100. So, again, it's a big night. A lot of things planned. So, who wants to go first? Janet, you want to go first and tell us all what's going to take place that night?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you a little bit about Fairhaven, because
folks out there, Janet Keith. Okay, he's on the one there. Renee will be next, just in case people just tuning in. All right, go ahead, Janet.
Okay, I want to tell you a little bit about Fairhaven. For those listening that may not know, Fairhaven is a 12-bed emergency shelter, and it's open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They provide services to domestic violence victims and their children, and they offer a warm, welcoming home with a caring staff who assists victims and their children with any needs during their stay. All of their services are confidential and individualized to fit their family's needs. All services are free of charge, and our help plays a very important part.
Okay. All right, Renee, go right ahead.
The night that we're going to have the Starry Night, Fairhaven Starry Night, this is going to be a really unique and different way of doing things. A lot of people like to dress up and get to come out and do something a little different, walk down the red carpet, feel like you're a star for the night. So what we kind of put our concept together is to have families come out, and the star of their family can be your daughter, it could be your son, could be your mom or your dad, but come down and you get to walk down the red carpet. It's called a formal affair, But we really just want you to dress to impress. Dress your Sunday best. Because when you dress up, put your makeup on, put your good clothes on, you always feel a little better about yourself.
I know I do.
You. Yes. They always say your best part is your smile. But it's going to be a really good event. We're going to have dessert and coffee. Of course, we're going to have Crystal. She's going to be our head person for that night. She'll be performing from 8:30 to 9:30. But it's going to be a really good night. We're going to have Adeline Kennerly. She's going to be emceeing. Miss Georgia's outstanding team, Victoria Smith's going to be there. And we have a lot of locals that are going to come in. We've got some football players, maybe Glenn Welch and Grayson Lambert, we're hoping. And some local dancers, Corkies. And we're also going to have the University of Georgia Georgettes, a few of them, some of the Wayne County, the ones that are tied to Wayne County. We have a lot of really great talent in Wayne County that's went off to do some really good things. And we appreciate them coming back to help out in the community for such a great place. I went a year ago to a candlelight vigil, and it opened my eyes to realize how much domestic violence is local, and that a lot of it we don't know about. Seeing these families come in with moms and dads come in with nothing but the clothes they have on their back. We give them a place to stay. We help them get on their feet and get back out into the community. It's an awesome, awesome club to be a part of.
Okay. And y'all on the board of Fairhaven, right?
Right, correct.
Okay.
And by attending the family-centered fundraiser, Fairhaven Starry Night, one can begin to make their children aware of domestic violence, that it is real. It's a pattern of abusive behavior used to gain or maintain power and control over the intimate partner in a dating or marriage relationship. Domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, and this includes any behaviors that intimidate, humiliate, injure, or threaten someone. Domestic violence is not limited to race, age, gender, socioeconomic status, religion, or sexual orientation. It can happen to anyone. It's real.
Okay. No doubt about that. We've had folks over Fairhaven here for many, many, many years, and it's not a problem that goes away. It continues, and I'm sure that y'all could probably even use more than just a 12-bed facility, couldn't you?
I'm
Yes,
sure.
definitely.
Well, I think there were
We're
like,
overloaded a lot.
yes, there were like 90 families last year that went through Fairhaven. That's
Okay.
a lot for a small community.
And when you go to a candlelight vigil, they read out the names of the victims throughout the state of Georgia for that year, and it's amazing to hear the ages of the victims, from young children to elderly.
Okay.
It's very, very eye-opening and humbling experience to realize how blessed we are.
And so they come in and you help them out, but not only do you provide them a safe place to be, but you also help them move forward, don't you?
Move forward. That's our Fairhaven market. That's what helps fund this event or fund this house. We're actually we're able to set them up in their housing. We help them go out, try to find a job, put in applications. We transport them if we need to. So we do get them out hopefully back on their feet and in the right direction and out of the violence.
All right. And so you got this big wing being coming up in February where folks can get all dressed up and looking good and walk the red carpet and listen to some great entertainment and just have a good time and help raise funds for Fairhaven.
Yes, and we appreciate all the business. We've had an overwhelming response on our sponsors, and it's been great. And I think this is helping us. It's our first time doing this, but this is helping get the word out that we do have Fairhaven. We have a safe house. A lot of people think of Fairhaven as just our store. A lot of times they don't connect the house that we have with it, and they don't really connect the reason we have the market. So I think this has been great to get the public knowledge to know what Fairhaven actually is and what it does.
I agree.
We have a lot of sponsors.
Go right ahead. Let's give the sponsors some airtime. So appreciate for what they've done to help make this event possible and help Fairhaven out.
All right. Well, before we start on the sponsors, we want to recognize the door prizes that have been donated to us.
Okay.
We have Dee's Auto Spa, Crawford's Jewelers, Johnson Office Products, Habaneros, Anytime Fitness, Best Kept Secret, Angels, Broadway Direct, Mary's Bouquet, Southern Charm and Elegance, Hungry Hillbillies, Dazzling Designs and Tanning, Murphy's Buildings and Supplies,
The Bavarian Restaurant, Linnell's, Captain Joe's, Wendy's, Me Sombrero, Chamberry's, Classy Kids, For the Love of Yogurt, Marion Miller, Robin Eubanks, Donna Duberly, Ace Hardware, Anytime Fitness, and Linens Plus. We also have the Women's Healthcare Center, VIP, Richard and Carolyn Gafflin, and Miss Nancy Rowell and her family.
Okay.
And we came on here today, we wanted to talk about Fairhaven, tell a little bit about what it was about, but we also want to encourage people to take an active part and either be a sponsor or attend the Fairhaven Starry Night with your family, a friend, or a spouse. We'd like to also take this time to make a special thank you to all who've worked so diligently and passionately to make Fairhaven Starry Night happen. It's come together really fast, really fast, and it's a huge event, and it's awesome. We appreciate Crystal, Adeline, Victoria, the UGA Georgettes, Grace and Glenn, the dancers, twirlers, the karate entertainment, who've so graciously giving of their time and talents to support Fairhaven. You know, Dell and I are so proud and happy to be back home in Jessup, and it's a community focused on the needs of others who work together to make positive changes for those who need us in their darkest hours. And this is just one of the many, many, many reasons or many things that Jessup gets right.
Okay. See y'all smiling faces there on there. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds behind. So if you wave now, it'll come up in about 30 seconds. This thing on Ustream here, so you can go to bigdogcountry.com, bigdogcountry.com, click on Butch and Bob Show, click on live feed, and you can watch the Butch and Bob Show on video most mornings. And so we do have it on there right now. But it's about, it really freaks people out when they're in, because they'll look at it and then they're 30 seconds behind, because the time it goes through all the streaming and all that kind of stuff, people get it. It takes about 30 seconds from the time that it's live. But just hats off to the Fairhaven board putting this together, and all the volunteers and sponsors putting this together, and hopefully lots of funds will be raised. I know everybody's going to have a good time on that night in February 5th. Okay,
6:30.
6:30. Okay, February 5th, 6:30. What night of the week is that?
That is a Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
And why not come? It's a great way to bring your family, come out, support the community, and make a difference.
Right. And tickets, once again, are how much and where are they available?
They're $25 each, or you can get a family value pack, 5 tickets for $100. The tickets you can purchase at the Fairhaven Market at 488 Southwest Broad Street, the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce on 167 West Cherry Street, or Prime South Bank, 375 West Cherry Street.
Yeah, Renee Hutto and Janet Keith in the studio with us this morning from Fairhaven. Go ahead, Janet.
I think it's at 7:30, not 6:30. I think the VIP starts around that time.
All right,
and
the
then
FIP starts at 6:30.
Right.
Everything else starts at 7:30.
Right,
All right.
right.
Sounds good. Anything else, ladies, that y'all want to talk about the event or Fairhaven or anything of that sort?
They have a list of the sponsorship they want to talk to us.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sponsors, okay.
I'll list the golds. Our presenting sponsor is Mike Birch Ford out of Blackshear in Nashville. I'll list the gold
Nashville, Georgia.
Nashville, Georgia, yeah.
Okay.
Gold sponsors are Boykin, Steel and Crane, Wayne Memorial Hospital, Dr. Howard and Debbie Wasden, Dr. and Miss Jeffrey Harris, Jan Yaning, Overholt Construction, Jones Prescription Shop, Bone and Joint Institute, Healthy Pet, and 007 Eyes and Eye Girls.
Okay.
And the silver sponsorships for $500 are Jacob Mary Jo Nicodem, Christine's Realty, Ralph and Jamie Hickox, Rainier, Prime South, Harrison Company, Spanish Moss, Elaine Thompson, Cafe Euro, Wendy's, Damon's, Joey Smiles Photography, David's Clothing, For the Love of Yogurt, and Tri-Lane Rentals.
Our bronze sponsors are Dana Mathis, Mr. and Miss Dale Keith, Wayne County Magazine, MLC Custom Draperies, Ivy Hutto Golf Cart Sales and Service, Kim Rozier, Sonny and Francis Reddish, Lou Wolf, Bill and Carolyn Miller, Mobile Concrete, Jackie Johnson, RWP, Sea Island Web Design, Wayne Family Practice, Captain Joe's Seafood, Sybil's Restaurant, Dr. Ross and Miss Susan Gehring,
Bert and Francis Jurgen, Harris Real Estate, Murphy's Builder Supplies, Altamaha Federal Credit Union, Mr. and Miss Michael Evans, The Cleaners, the Connor Law Group, Fred and Judy Fender, Mr. and Miss Tim Hopkins, David Earl Keith State Farm, Denny Frazier, he's the DJ for us, Walmart, Alleen's Fabrics, Sheriff John and Marcia Carter, Interstate Credit Union, Stuckey's Dry Cleaners, Copeland Electric, Berry Patch, Ace Hardware, Sandra Dickens, I think she's the 31 Gifts Independent Senior Executive Director, Great Southern Woods, and Diana Weininger.
Okay, Weininger. You got it. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Diane W. All right. Well, just a great event coming up on us on the 5th of February. I know that we'll have some folks back in next Wednesday to talk about updates on there in terms of prizes and sponsors and the talent that's going to be there and all that. But just hats off to you two ladies for spending y'all's extra time volunteering for Fairhaven and being on the board and helping these folks out.
Right. Well, I'd like to leave you with a Helen Keller quote.
Go right ahead.
And this has to do with this event, I feel like. It says, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. So we all can come support Fairhaven, come out and have a great time and be a part.
And we do want to let folks know that it's at 7:30, so it'll be dessert and coffee. You'll need to eat a meal before you come. It's dessert and coffee and entertainment at a good time and also a good cause. All right, anything else, ladies? Bob, anything for the ladies this morning?
I believe they covered.
All right, Renee Hutto and Janet Keeton this morning from the Fairhaven Board. All right, ladies, have a good day.
Thank
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll be back more of the world-famous Butch and Bob show in a minute.
Get your career in gear. Greenbush Logistics Incorporated is looking for professional flatbed drivers to join its team in Jessup, Georgia. Greenbush Logistics offers drivers local hauls, the potential to make up to 80 cents per mile and an average of 3,000 miles per pay period. Apply in person at 1 Great Southern Way, Jessup, or visit glijobs.com to apply. Greenbush Logistics is a drug-free workplace and an equal opportunity employer.
When it comes to growing a family business, we understand the business of growing. At First Southern Bank, we've been meeting the needs of South Georgia farmers for over 100 years with competitive ag loan rates, including equipment loans, farmland loans, and lines of credit. First Southern Bank has all the banking tools you need to help keep your growing business growing. First Southern Bank, investing in you since 1907. For loan rates and more, visit FirstSouthernGA.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
105.5 FM in Jessup, 818. And Bob, we do appreciate Janet and Renee bringing us in breakfast this morning for Burger King here in Jessup. Yeah. So we look forward to having those visits when we get off there.
So we just appreciate Fairhaven coming in. Like I said, they've been coming in almost a month now, every Wednesday to promote this event. And hopefully a lot of tickets are being sold and a good crowd will be on hand. So again, as I mentioned, it's for a great cause. Like I said, unfortunately, domestic violence takes place throughout Wayne County, and Fairhaven, like they said, is this 12-bed emergency shelter open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and it takes a lot of funds to operate it, but it's a much-needed thing here in Wayne County. So hats off to all those people on the board, hats off to people that run Fairhaven, and again, it's nice to provide that service for the much-needed people that need it.
Okay. You can always go by the Fairhaven store on Broad Street at Magnolia Street and pick up a few items there for a low price, or just drop stuff off so they can sell the items. And they always need the disposable stuff, all kinds of paper goods and toiletries and stuff like that. If you ever have any extra, you can stop by Fairhaven and drop that off, and they'll make sure it gets to the house. Their Fairhaven house, so the folks there can use that. They're always in the need for that. Well, Bob, I stopped off the convenience store this morning, got my coffee, and there it was on the Georgia Times-Union, big front page Georgia Times-Union, the meeting yesterday about the coal ash thing going on at Broadhurst, and I still have not found anybody, not a county commissioner, not a citizen, or anyone who's in favor of this. Everybody is against it, looks like.
But the question is, what can be done about it?
What can be done about it? I love the comments that the comments that were made by the guy who talked passionately about it not coming in, affecting the legacy of the county commissioners and all that. The county commissioners, the new ones are, they inherited this problem because this has been going on for a while. Now they're trying to do what they can to try to roadblock it. But what do you do? I mean, they've got the permit to do it, and now we just got to see if they can stop. The only way that you can stop is somehow stop the rail track going to it.
We haven't stopped it.
I know.
It's already been brought in.
Yeah. So how do you stop it?
Say it's already leaked.
So that means that I had to come in and line it all. They had to do all that. It's just amazing how all this can go on and no one seems to know anything about it.
You ever been to landfill?
No, I've never been out there. I've been by it, but I've never been in it.
No telling what's going in that landfill.
Yeah. No telling what's going in it, huh? Yeah.
I mean, trucks are coming every day. Who knows what's going in the landfill? I mean, but my question last night was they admit that it's already permitted to bring in coal ash. It's already brought in coal ash, so all they're doing is trying to fight bringing in 100 tons a day and preventing that rail.
Yeah, trying to get it just, to the trucks instead of the rail.
Like I said, you have to go to the Corps of Engineers, and hopefully the Corps of Engineers will, what they're hoping for is a meeting with them, but who's to say that's going to take place? Bryce Carter and them are pushing for it, and hopefully we'll get one, but even if you have the public hearing, the problem is Republic. Republic stands is we don't want a public meeting. We don't care. We're doing it, and we're going to make money. Thanks for coming. We're a private business. We own the landfill. We'll do what we want to do. That's the problem they've got. And like I said, the commission board now, they've inherited this problem. Mm-hmm. Words of the wise at the county office, this is twice county officials have been blindsided of something they didn't even know was coming. How about every day somebody in that office, your job is to get on the computer and check out EPD and EPA permits, and if there's anything within 100 miles of Wayne County, let us know.
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised.
Let's start there.
Yeah, we could start there, but I'm really surprised there's not a internet service that doesn't do that already for municipalities and for counties, because if there's a way to make money, you got these geeks out there, these tech guys can say, all right, we're going to start this business where we're going to check all the EPD and all the EPA permits, and we will inform you, Wayne County, Fulton County, Albany, Georgia, wherever the case may be, we're going to inform you when somebody's applied for some sort of permit in your city, in your county, in your state, whatever the case may be. And if you want to apply to our service, then you can. And I'm surprised if there's not. I'm not saying there's not a service out there. If it's not, Bob, we need to develop that and we can make some money if we just hire Jonathan to be our tech guy.
Like I said, even if it's line, if at least one time it leaks, Kevin made a good point too. What happens if the company goes bankrupt? Whoever takes it then? I mean, it's just amazing going back and going through the history of the landfill. That's what I've been trying to do is research who was on the board,
right?
Who the commissioners were,
right?
How it got here in the first place.
We were talking about 1992.
What was the discussion then? So yeah, you had to go back to the 1990 election. Commissioners at that time were Eddie Lane, who's no longer with us, L.G. Aspwall, no longer with us, Bill Morgan, no longer with us. The only two living commissioners at the time were Franklin Denson and John A. Flowers. John A. Flowers was at the meeting last night, and he basically stated that, they put their faith in EPA and EPD, and they've been disappointed. So
you put your faith in the government, and they were disappointed, huh?
We've heard that statement before.
Right.
And there's I think Bobby Townsend and the commissioners last night, sometimes if you make enough noise, the company will listen or go away. So that's what they're emphasizing. Do not underestimate public outcry. They're trying to get as many people in Wayne County involved, interested, to do whatever they can to try to prevent that rail system from being built. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in a rail system where they can bring 100 cars a day and dump 10,000 tons a day of this stuff in Wayne County, which is what nobody wants at this point. I said, you can't find anybody saying, yeah, we want that.
No, nobody does. Nobody does.
The only people who want that is Republic, because they're going to make millions of dollars. So that's the thing, but you go back and look at that original agreement. We had Kevin Copeland here today. That's just amazing too, that we get $1.80 a ton, but we don't get to change that till the year 2034. So you want to know why that was originally agreed upon, who made that agreement. So that makes no sense whatsoever. But back in the days, it was a company called Addington Services, and it's changed over the years. Now it's Republic Services. Like I said, but what was scary last night, what I keep trying to emphasize is they admit they have a permit to bring coal ash in, and they've already brought it in already.
So they've got the permit already, and they've already brought it in already.
Who's to say how much they brought in? Now they say they stopped, and who's to say they stopped? Just because they say they stopped, they don't say anything else that helps us. They don't even want to meet with us. How about a meeting? No, we don't. I'm surprised they even met with the county commissioners last week and had that meeting. So that's the problem they've got. The company is just stonewalling everything and not providing anything that they want to know about. So that's the issue you got. So what you have to do is, and like I said, hats off to their officials who are doing everything they possibly can, because like I said, they got blindsided by what they're doing. They're reaching out to Buddy Carter. They're reaching out to Johnny Isaacson. They're reaching out to their local elected officials in Atlanta and hoping somebody can get Corps of Engineers' attention to hold a public meeting. And then when you have a public meeting, like I said, they need to pack that room, have as many people in there as possible saying, we don't want this rail yard in our county.
Right.
And it could affect the wetlands, could affect, that's the one issue I think we can hang our hat on. Like I said,
Wetlands.
We're a wetlands area. There's apparently some endangered species in that area, some indigo snakes, something else, and that's a federally funded thing, so you can't. They have
EPA and DPD's already given them permit, haven't they?
But I'm saying certain animals are protected, so if you can find out there's animals in that area.
What about humans? Can we protect humans?
Apparently not.
We did get, if you have any questions or comments for the Butch and Bob Show, you can always text them in at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711, and it'll pop right up here on my computer screen, usually. Someone maybe in the know says in 1992, Wayne County was sold on the idea the landfill would be used by us and surrounding counties. However, within a year, trucks from Florida were coming in daily with trash.
Johnny Flower stated that last night. The original contract was for 13 municipal counties around us to bring their
I think I remember
garbage into our landfill. Camden, Pierce, Appleton. I mean, they got the list
just
of the
middle of Georgia trash, huh?
Right. It was,
South Georgia,
Southeast Georgia trash. That's what the intention, the original agreement that those commissioners made. And the reason they did that was we got a discount rate or a free, whatever we got. We
didn't have to go.
Wayne County benefited from. Instead of us paying somebody to take our garbage, we decided to take everybody else's garbage and make money. And we got the discount. So
and like Mr. Flower said, they put their trust in the EPD and EPA to make sure the companies who own the landfill out there would follow those strict guidelines.
But if you're a Wayne County citizen and you answer this question, if you didn't know the landfill was there, would you know the landfill was there?
No, you wouldn't.
Right. I mean, I drive by there when I go see my father.
You don't go down Broadhurst Road, you have no idea the landfill's there.
Once a month, and I said, if you didn't know it's there, there's no smell, there's no, you can't, unless you know it's there and you go see it, you don't really know it's there. But this brings it to light. Unless you know, and like I said, it raises concerns. What all is going into landfill? What other toxics are going into landfill? What kind of
you've got appliances, you got all kinds of stuff going in that landfill out there. But I think that what the situation here is the volume of coal ash that will be going in there at 10,000, whatever it was, tons per day. I think that's really what the scary thing is the fact that so much, they want to put so much in there, they're going to fund a railroad spur to come over to it and have, I think, 4 tracks there where the trains can come in and out and stuff, and they'll tell them what else would come in there with that kind of a high volume spur off the tracks there.
Derby Waters made a good point last night. It's all about wording too. The EPA and EPD, they don't tell you it's non-toxic. They just tell you it's non-hazardous.
Right.
So it's they don't say that. They play with the wording on what's going, what can go in, what can't go in. So.
Well, I had a guy leave.
You got to hope for a Corps of Engineer public hearing. That's the next step.
Yeah, that's the next step. I had a guy leave a voice message on my voicemail here at the station. When I got off the air, I noticed it was on there. And he says, Butch, I want to let you know that I used to work in a power company that had the coal ash as the byproduct and so forth. And he said the precautions that we had to take as workers there were just kind of amazing, with the gloves and everything, because of the toxic chemicals that were in the coal ash. They had to be extremely careful in handling the coal ash. He says you do not want that into the county, and he emphasized that. So here's a person that lives here in Wayne County who used to work at a plant that had this as a byproduct in a power company plant, and says you don't want it. Here's another comment text in here. A question. It says, are there any use for coal ash? I mean, we hear companies all the time that when they have waste, they'll figure out how to use it for something else. But apparently they haven't been able to figure out how to use coal ash to do something else with it. I mean, if they've got to dump it, apparently there's not a use for it. Do you know? Did they say anything?
No, I said, this is simply another like repeat of the mining operation. There's more questions than answers from this point. So, and people are just trying to study as much as they possibly can. And I said, what they know is that the company plans to build that rail system, and that's what they're trying to avoid, and that's what they're hoping they can avoid, because if they can fight that, then they can at least eliminate and limit the number, how much is going in there, because they're just telling you point blank. They want the rail system to bring 100 cars a day, 10,000 tons a day of this stuff from wherever, that's the question was that, where are they bringing it from? Some people said that most of it's coming from states like North Carolina.
Yeah, over 200 miles away.
So like I said, that's what they need. They need the Corps of Engineers. They need to get their ear and have them prevent this from being built.
Have we contacted Senator Isaacson yet?
They contacted everybody. I said, hats off to, that's one thing they have done. They've reached out to everybody.
And say they, the county commissioners and the county administrator.
Congressman Buddy Carter's been involved. I said, when he had the town hall meeting here, he assured Wayne County that he will get the public meeting. And that's what you got to hope for. Somebody can get the Corps of Engineers' attention and say, look, get your butts down there to Wayne County, hold that public hearing, and find out that they don't want this at all. So that's what you got. They said it best last night. Public outcry. That's
what we need. Public outcry. You need to burn up the phones to all the elected officials. Buddy Carter, Isaacson, Purdue.
Just light up their email accounts, light up their phones, and tell them we don't want it.
We have Governor Deal. Everybody, just anybody that light up their phones, send in letters, send in comments and stuff like that. Because public outcry. Was there any talk about any public protest out there in front of Broadhurst in any type of way? No one's talked about any public protest in front of them, holding up signs, no coal, say no to coal ash and stuff like that. Any signs can be put up in everybody's yard say no to coal ash? Anything? I haven't heard anything like that yet.
I could not stay to the end, but I think I already missed like 15 minutes of the meeting. I had to go to school board meeting as well last night. So.
All right. Someone just said it's amazing that the comments, and all these are from different numbers. 30% of coal ash is used in concrete as filler. 30% of coal ash is used in concrete as filler, usually called fly ash. So they use 30% of it in concrete. Not saying they use all 30% of it, but still 70% of it. And also a comment sent in that said, and it says all the commissioners, this is way back in 1992, okay? We're talking about those county commissioners back in 1992. All the commissioners were promised were promised that citizens of Wayne County could receive high-paying jobs. And I think it was Addington at the time. Was that Addington that had that? originally that had the on the landfill? They're the ones that actually built the landfill and started it. That there was the commissioners were promised citizens high-paying jobs at Addington. That was one of the selling points of the of Addington building the landfill here in Wayne County way back in 1992.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
They were definitely sold. I mean, I'm sure, going back and look at the minutes, it was a unanimous vote. It wasn't like anybody opposed.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I first moved back to town, because I knew that Goose Creek had closed up. It was filled up. I mean, that was the county landfill that I was used to when I was growing up here in Jessup in the 60s and 70s, and didn't have a landfill. Stuff was having to be taken away. You had Addington coming here, and
there was no public outcry for
no public outcry at the time. Yeah, we got EPD and EPA protecting us. We've done our investigation. We're going to be able to make some money. We feel protected because the government's going to protect us from any type of hazardous materials or anything leaking down to our water or anything. But that was way back in 92. Someone just looked on the internet and saw where some coal ash is being used in concrete, which we had somebody said that before, but also gypsum board. So some coal ash is used in gypsum board. So there are some uses for it, but apparently not enough for all of it to be used. Once again, you can call in questions, not call in, but text in questions or comments. The Butch and Bob, well, we're out of time. It's 8:35 already. I didn't realize it was that late. Well, Bob, so basically, folks, just get out there and contact Buddy Carter's office, Governor Deal's office, Senators Isaacson, everybody, and burn up those phones, because our local commissioners, local folks are doing everything they can, but we need the state folks and national folks to hear about us. Okay, have a good day, Bob. World famous Butch and Bob show brought to you